Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast, episode 23. Got my regular crew with me tonight, minus Rick Dom. He should be here soon, but Colin with Crackers, Emiya, Starlock, Pharaoh Black, and of course I am Boog Nice. What's good, fellas?
AVP holds up after about 12 years.
Huh?
The movie AVP, it holds up after about 12 years.
You know what? Alien vs. Predator was cool. It was good.
Just the first one.
Mindless, fun.
I mean, it's like any of those mid-2000s action movies that are just so, like, generic, like Doom or fucking Chronicles of Riddick.
Wait, which one was the one that had Sanaa Lathan in it? That was the first one?
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when those fucking Predators was big as fuck, huh?
Yeah, those linebacker ones.
Hey, that was the shit though, man. I mean, well, you know what? Honestly, they really weren't that big. They were tall. The armor made them look big because in Requiem, he took the armor. He ended up having to take the armor piece off, and you got to actually see that his shoulders and shit wasn't as big as.
Yeah, but his thighs are fucking bloated.
Hey man, did you see that jump he made across from one end of the fucking pyramid to the other? Shit.
I guess that's true. Well, say if you're into the clear one that was just announced, what do you think of the glow in the dark alien?
I don't care about that shit, man. Glow in
But
the
it's
dark.
a thermal vision, Pharaoh. Come on.
It's stupid. It's just something. I don't buy silly shit. You can give me some shit that it's like, okay, hey, a figure glows in the dark because it actually glowed in the dark. But I mean, you can't just say, hey, take this glow in the dark RoboCop. Like, fuck, dude, man. Like, when the fuck did RoboCop glow in the dark?
in the Kenner toy line, but even so, in AVP, the aliens that they have, when they put them in the thermal visor, they don't look like the original thermal visor. They're like just a bright ass green with a perfect outline, no color variation. So I think the glow in the dark works good for that, but it'll depend on how well it actually glows, I think. By the way, I'll talk about it when we talk about what we got over the week, but I got that Aliens loot crate, and it came with glow-in-the-dark eggs, which is fucking sick. I'm so stoked over those.
I don't know what I even got this week. I had to do like a lot of shuffling around with my Miami stuff. What went up for pre-order this week?
Nothing. Tony Stark. Really?
Let's go Punisher.
The Tony Stark went up for pre-order.
Okay, yeah, so I got that.
Well, there's more than just that. There was Tony Stark. There was the most popular thing. I think it was the toughest sellout was the Kamen Rider Double, the Shinkocho Seiho.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And there was the Mezco Punisher went up for sale too.
Yeah, that too. I didn't pre-order the Punisher yet, even though that's probably the only one that I care about so far from that 112 line from Mezco. Even though the Green Arrow looks appealing, but I think I'll pull the trigger on the Punisher at some point. It's not due out to December, and if you're getting it through Big Bad Toy Store, that means you won't get that shit probably till January, really. But if that, but I didn't pull the trigger on it yet. I probably will. I don't know. I'm still on the fence with that. I copped 2 Tony Starks, but I'm gonna end up actually giving one to my man G because he missed it, and Mace Windu shipped this week.
Did it?
Well, yeah, you didn't get your notice.
I think I combined it with a bunch of other shit. The only thing that shipped for me this week was the bank robber Joker.
Okay, yeah. Well, I did the same thing with Mace Windu too. I combined it with Cap and whatever else was left for this month, so I won't get it till the end of the month, basically. Some people will probably have it by Monday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really that excited about it. I'm actually I'm thinking about pulling the plug on the Star Wars figure art shit anyway.
You bugging, man. They're gonna once they drop the original trilogy characters, you'll be right back in.
I mean, but you gotta understand, I don't really give a fuck about Star Wars, man. Like, I mean, I like Darth Vader, and I like Darth Maul. I like that one cat, that Star Killer cat, but other than that, I really don't give a shit about Star Wars, man, honestly.
I care more about the original trilogy, like core, like Rebels team and shit. I just wanna finish that. Chewie and Han and Luke and Leia. I wish they would hurry up and get that done, but I'm not getting every single thing. I'm actually supposed to get a couple of things from Rick too. A couple of troopers, home troopers.
Yeah, I I didn't buy too much shit. All I did was Darius sent me that. No, why you talk about that last week? So this week I didn't really get shit.
Yeah,
I ordered the fucking the Tony from Hobby Link. So hopefully it's the first release. It says first release will be shipped, in order, whatever. It's kind of weird. I don't know if every order was first release or they just took the orders and they're gonna ship first release as they were ordered, and then if they just got regular release left, that's what you'll get. I'm not really sure.
And for all of those out there listening, first release it comes with a little bonus. It comes with like a little I don't know what's the technical name they calling it, but it's a little base. What's the technical term they calling it?
It's, if I'm not mistaken, they call it an armor stage. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, the first release comes with that. Whereas if you don't get the first release, then you won't get that little base thing. I'm trying to figure out what's going down with all of the little pods that they're showing the other armors in. What's up with that?
I think we're going to get them because I know for a fact that we're getting the Mark. I think is Mark III next.
Mark III is just revealed. It's not the next one though.
Oh well, I know for a fact we're getting it at least. We're going to get the Mark III and Mark IV. So we probably end up with all of the armors or the key armors.
End up with all the key armors as far as the actual cases, the Hall of Armor cases that they go in. I think they're still trying to figure out how they're going to sell those.
Actually, I was just thinking about backtracking now because I didn't get 42 and I didn't get the Iron Patriot. I passed on those, and now I kind of want to go back and get them just to have a complete haul on display and shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard now.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Definitely.
What'd you get, Pharaoh?
Like I said, I ordered the Tony. I don't think I really got too much more.
Well, perfect. Moving on. Let's see. Well, I got the Aliens loot crate, like I mentioned. Came with a reprint of the Aliens comic, which is like a direct sequel to Aliens, in a hardcover with like super nice like Bible pages that are like embossed, and it's just super fucking fancy. It came with a metal poster plaque with a stand. It came with the glow-in-the-dark eggs from NECA, a Titans vinyl figure, but like a jumbo one. It's like 6.5 inches, and it's like a giant green xenomorph. And then I bought the box a little bit late when they were offering it, so they ran out of my size, which is medium, so I had to get a fucking triple XL t-shirt.
It's because you're the size of a little girl.
I'll send it to you, Fair. I know it's your size.
Yep, send it to me. Man size shirt. Send it over.
And then what else? I got the last figure that I was missing from the Heroes of the Storm line because I didn't really like care for it at first, but after I picked up the other four, I'm like, well, I'm not going to have the complete collection. So I got that Nova from StarCraft, which has the hardest time in the world holding her stupid gun, even though the gun on the handle has a peg that pegs into a hole in her hand. That shit does not work at all. I just took that peg off. I was at Walmart the other day, actually, and I ran into Henry. I was just there randomly. I was on my way somewhere else, and I stopped in just to see if they had the either the Ghostbusters or the TMNTs. They didn't have either of them, but I looked at their WWE stuff, and they had a couple of, like, I guess Walmart exclusive basics. They're like the white box that's like then, now, and forever. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. Rick would know what I'm talking about. But they had a Chris Jericho, with a TV monitor, which is kind of weird because basics don't usually have any accessories, but they had like Sin Cara with an alternate mask. They had.
I've seen those.
Right? Yeah, I never seen any basics with accessories.
Does the TV monitor? It comes with like a stand too, like a tall stand.
Right. It's the Chris Jericho's highlight reel thing. But they also had Undertaker with an urn and Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase. But I just got Jericho because I just wanted that TV.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Collecting wrestling figures, aren't you tired of the same shit though, man? Like,
oh fuck yeah, I have the exact same Jericho that it came with, except his trunks, his wrestling gear is like black instead of the purple that I had it before. But it's the same year of Jericho. It's like 2014. So he has the same face scan with the same gear, just different color. So yeah, I didn't really want to do that, but for $10, I got a TV out of it. I was like, all right. It's one of those things where you don't want to like leave empty-handed, I guess. It was cool running into Henry though. He didn't pick up anything, but he was also looking for like Ghostbusters, that kind of thing. The lady that worked there was actually telling us that everybody's going to that Walmart looking for those Ghostbusters.
Why? They're
I don't know, man.
trash.
Garbage.
I actually would rather get the TMNT ones, but I didn't see them there. I just see that the TMNT comes with like a pizza and like a garbage lid and
Man, those figures.
heads.
Listen, those figures. I don't care what anyone says. They're the same old as the movie figures first time around. They
Right.
just colored differently, like the more like the classic cartoon figures.
Mhm.
You know, dark light type shit. But
Yeah.
those extra heads are horrible. Certain heads are okay. Like Leonardo has a straight face, and it really looks like Leonardo. But when you get to like Michelangelo and the yelling face and shit like that, dude, those things are horrible. I think people they don't want to admit it, but I don't know, man. I wasn't impressed by them at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I see them in person, I'll make my final decision as to whether I want them or not. But I'm not that big of a Turtles fan anyway, and I'm happy with just having the NECA ones for now. But I don't know, I'm thinking about like all the accessories and all that stuff in there too. So, like I said, if I see them in person, maybe I'll think about it then. But right now, I just kind of want to see them first. And then today, I just went to Toys R Us and Comic Bug, and I got a Seth Rollins basic from the new series because he has that smarmy ass smile on his face, or he has that there's this compilation video I saw of him just doing his diabolical laugh, and it's the funniest thing in the world. So this face scan is him doing that laugh, so I'm really happy to have it. But again, paying $10 for a figure I already own, Pharaoh. And then I also got another AVP Xenomorph Warrior from Comic Bug. So that brings me to 4 Warriors plus the Grid Aliens, so like 5 aliens total from AVP. Now I just gotta wait for that damn Queen, which is like supposed to hit next year, I think. Hasn't been announced or anything, but they keep talking. I mean, they have the tooling for it. Obviously, they're gonna do it. Then yesterday I got my shipping notification from Mezco that my Spock has shipped, so that's exciting stuff. And with that, the Lawmaster is also about to ship, the Judge Dredd bike. When I was at the comic shop earlier, they had the previews exclusive one, the blue one. So that goes with the blue Dredd that has the poncho. But I have the regular Dredd, and I already ordered the regular bike from them, so I just got to wait a couple more weeks for that to hit. Yep. I assume it's going to hit around the same time as Spock, because they have the same shipping window. So as soon as I get Spock, I'll probably get Lawmaster in the store too. So that's basically just what I'm waiting on.
I'm only doing the regular Lawmaster with the regular release. I don't care about that blue.
Right.
Yeah, that blue shit is bullshit.
I mean, it's kind of neat just because I think the bike sticks out a little bit more when it's got nice shiny blue, but I just don't like how they did the blue on the bodysuit for Dredd, so that turns me off altogether.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense for Dredd to be walking around with shiny shit anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Look like you're going to a disco and shit.
Exactly. He's got that plunging neckline that you can zip down the zipper on his chest and expose that, make him look like Saturday Night Fever.
I actually totally forgot that I did get a couple of things. I got the 12-inch Spider-Man and the.
Oh shit! You're right.
Yeah, I reviewed it. I like the figures. It's pretty cool. And the 3-pack and the Avengers 3-pack that has Sam Wilson, Captain America, Kate Bishop, and Vision. I really like that Kate Bishop figure, man.
Yeah, man, the Kate Bishop. You know what though? It's cool for her to release the arrow, that hand.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as far as them not giving her a way to actually pull back on the bow,
yeah,
if you wanted to, that was kind of.
Oh, that's lame.
You know what it is? They really bullshitted on this pack because they should have threw in a bunch of little extra things. And so if they're gonna give you a box set, give you some add-ons, man. Put some additional things in the box. They should have gave her a couple of different hands.
Mm-hmm.
They should have given
wings for fucking Cap.
Wings for Cap, right? You know what I'm saying? Some loose arrows for her too. Maybe a couple of different hands for Vision too. Some open hands. Like, come on, it's a box set. What are you doing?
But you know what's crazy? If you look at her her quiver or whatever, she actually has space for extra arrows to go in it.
Yeah, but
Wait, really? Wow.
yeah, a little bit of space, but for whatever reason, the hole inside the quiver doesn't go all the way down to the bottom though. So
Oh.
it's just fucking stupid.
But you're right though. The figure is, I was pretty impressed with the pack overall. I haven't really gotten a 3-pack that I was like, oh man, yeah, I'm really glad I got this 3-pack.
Right. Yeah, it was surprising because it was like, you know, seeing it before it dropped, it was like, do I really care about these characters? But yeah, the K Bishop is cool, man.
Yeah, I can live with everything except for the fact that they didn't give him any wings, man. I don't understand. Maybe it's they push you to buy the fucking movie version.
But I mean, even the movie version is still not. Those wings is not going to be comic accurate anyway. So
I don't think they give a fuck about that. Shit.
I keep saying this though. You got to get that Titan Heroes Falcon. You can find it fucking anywhere, but the wings on that are way too small for that 12-inch figure. But they fit pretty well for a 6-inch.
yeah, but how you going to even attach them?
Right? How you gonna even attach them to the figure?
I don't know, man. If there's a will, there's a way. I'm sure.
Man, that could have taught you some bad habits, man. We ain't finna just run out here and be buying no any old shit to be trying to make up for some shit somebody slacked on, man.
It might be probably you probably just attach like some pins or
The
something.
robot, close your shit.
Whoa, Emiya Prime over here. Hey, one last thing I forgot to mention that I got. I went to True looking for that Pacific Rim Utavore, the last. Or I think it's the second to last kaiju they're putting out right now, actually. But the guy's like, "Hey, I got some new NECA stuff in the bag. You want to see it?" I'm like, "Ah, cool, bring it out." He brings out a box of the new Predators, which I already have, and a loose Michael Keaton Batman, like no case, nothing. I'm like, what? What the hell is this doing here? This was out like a year ago.
That's the thing now, man, because a lot of people have just reported seeing the Michael Keaton Batman back at Toys R Us, and I know for a fact that the guy at Toys R Us just had 8 of them. Well, no, not 8, 6. He just had 6 Michael Keaton Batman figures at my Toys R Us.
Did bring out the case?
No, he just had them in a shopping cart.
Oh, okay. Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know they were still even doing that. That was supposed to be a super limited thing. Maybe they just found like random stock somewhere and just put it out. They're known to do that.
They had that shit sitting in the back somewhere, pushing up prices so they can sell some more of that trash.
It was like $24.99, which is kind of crazy. Emiya, yeah, go ahead.
Whatever you this week. I didn't get much stuff this week. Mostly, there's a lot of orders placed this week, but not much stuff came in. Most of my stuff is actually coming in this week. But for the Tamashi stuff that went up on Ami, I guess the partial Bandai drop, I got the Tony Stark, the Cyclone Joker, the wind effects, which were technically almost as if they were pretty much made for Cyclone Joker because they're the right colors. And besides other things of interest, not really much. Yeah, I'm pretty much this week. I mean, I think some things came in, but I haven't had a chance to go through it yet. I've been so busy with work, so yeah. I'm done.
All right, what topic you got?
All your life.
You ain't got no job, Tommy.
Well, we got topics to talk about for once. The first thing I want to get into, because you guys know how much I love imports. It was the new reveals from Bandai SH Figure Arts, how they picked up the WWE license and what was the other one? Suicide Squad. Yeah. So what do we think of that Rock and Stone Cold and that Joker and Harley?
The Rock and Stone Cold look good, man. At first, the first pictures that came out, I was like, oh, these look like shit. But then the closer pictures came out, and they look really good, man. I was surprised, but then again, I wasn't surprised because, they've been doing like those Kaneko Man and all of those other like Japanese wrestling stuff. So it's kind of like makes perfect sense for them to tackle that. I think it's gonna. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna do for the typical Mattel dude if they're gonna hop on the import train or if they're gonna like turn their nose up to the shit and not really try to fuck with it or what. But they look good. I think they look really good.
I think even it's crazy. over on the wrestling boards, you know, them dudes shoot hate on anything. I don't understand it. I don't understand when you get product that's better than other products. Why are you mad? I mean, I know you're invested into the whole Mattel thing, and no one's telling you that you have to go out and buy every single one of these new figures. You know, I mean, if you're not really ready to invest in another line, then don't. Or you know, you dibble and dabble, cherry pick, whatever. But these guys are, oh, you should just hear them. Oh, the Mattel figures are better articulated. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, who?
Oh,
Who
they need to justify to themselves that, you know, that the choice that they're making, which wasn't really their choice because those figures were out first and they want to collect wrestling figures, but they need to convince themselves not to buy it. That's why they have all these, you know, that's why they're so hateful and say all these disrespectful things and stuff like that. I mean, that the main reason is because these guys, you know, they want to defend what they can afford, and they're just a bunch of people who don't really, you know, understand toys on like a higher, deeper level. And I mean, and even if they do, even if deep down they do think it's better, they need to justify to themselves why they're not buying it.
Yeah.
They feel like they're not missing out on something. You get what I'm saying? So they can't.
I just don't understand it or respect it.
You know, they can't accept the fact that, hey, you know what? I just won't buy these because I'm already invested in this line. They can't accept that. So that's the problem with a lot of this is sad to say, very exclusive to American collectors. American collectors love to take sides. You know, they love to choose a side. A lot of them can't accept everything. They just be okay with not owning it, any of it. Like, it's okay, like, oh, I like, like for example, I think King Art stuff looks really good, but I don't buy any of it. Because I already buy Hot Toys and stuff like that, and I don't really collect anything in 1/9 scale. So, but, people who are buying Hot Toys, they see the King Art stuff looks good for some strange reason. For some strange, they just have to bash it. They just have to say something. It's just like when Hot Toys posts a picture of a figure that, it may not be a Batman or like a comic book character or like an 80s action movie character. It could be like something which is more unique, different than what they normally do. You should just see the comments. The comments are all, oh, this is a fucking piece of shit. Where's my, insert whatever character that, people are looking for at the time. At one time it was Christopher Reeve Superman. Another time it's, it's another figure, some other figure that the masses want. So in the case of these WWE figures, you get a lot of people hating on it because, again, these guys, they are just guys who just need to hate it because they don't want to buy it. They don't want to, feel like they're missing out on something. So that's the reason that they do that.
Well, I like the fucking Harley and I don't know what jump to, but the Harley looks really, really nice. And I mean, I'm going to pretty much buy those figures anyway. So I thought they looked really good. There's more Batman stuff to add to it, and if the movie flops, it doesn't matter. I'll take those characters and make them my own story.
Like you always do.
Yeah, no problem.
Honestly, some of the dialogue you write in your captions is much better than what we heard in Batman v Superman.
It's all about having an imagination anyway. If I had to, Emiya, what you doing, man?
There he goes.
Right. But if I had to just do everything strictly out of the comic, there wouldn't even be a point to this.
Yeah, because that's what we do. But as far as these figures, man, I'm on board for sure. I don't know when I'll get them. I'll probably wait for them to hit domestic here, like Frank and Son or whatever, and just buy it in person. But man, I like him. I like ever since I've had this Bruce Lee, I've definitely had more of an appreciation for how these imports work, I guess. So obviously, if it's fucking wrestling, I'm gonna get it. It's Stone Cold and The Rock. What I'm curious to see the most, though, is if we're gonna get any sort of accessories with it, like rings or entrances or random stuff like that.
The rings would be they're like flat. They're not gonna be what can I say? They're not gonna be like your typical ring. There's gonna be like a flat surface base, and they're going to come with corners,
Right.
and you have to connect them.
Because I was thinking they could do almost like 4 corner sets where it's just the ring post and then
That's what they're
basically
gonna
a
do.
quarter of the thing and then.
They're already out. The ring
Oh, they are.
They did it for Kaneko Man.
Oh, but I mean specifically for WWE though. And
those are not specific for Kaneko Man. They're just wrestling ring corners.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck
Well,
me.
if they're not,
That's cool.
if they're not specific for Kaneko Man, who the fuck are they gonna be for?
Right.
When I spoke with Adam, he pretty much said that they joked around that the Kaneko Man figures were not coming over here.
Echo in, bro.
What?
It's Fabio.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah. What I was saying was when I spoke with him, he pretty much said that I asked him about the Kaneko Man figures they were coming out in the U.S. and he said that we don't have the license for Kaneko Man to release in the U.S. However, the ring corners will be released in the U.S. And then he joked around. I guess it was almost kind of like him kind of sneaking, telling, basically saying, hey, but you could probably figure some WWE figures on those, ring corners. Wouldn't that be cool? That's what he said. So.
How long ago was that?
2 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah. Right when the Kaneko Man figures were first unveiled.
So now these rings, they have like little holes in them so you can plug in stands, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That I would definitely like for the WWE figures.
Yeah,
For the Suicide Squad, I think they look good, but I don't think I'm gonna get them. That Harley in particular, like that face scan and the way the articulation is on her legs, because she has those fishnets, but the way they have the articulation on the knees makes it look like one flowing piece instead of, it's not a very disruptive break. So, I mean, I think they look good, but I probably won't get them. If anything, I'll just get WWE. And hopefully they'll make some more good ones. Like, I'd like to see a John Cena. I'd like to see fucking... oh my god, if they made a Seth Rollins, I would go crazy.
I don't follow wrestling myself, but I'll talk about it on our show, actually.
Okay. Wait. Please, Fabio, recharge your connection.
All right, I'll be right back then.
But I guess we can wait for him to come back, or if the viewers want to know, I can just go on about it. You want to wait for him to come back?
Just talk. He'll be okay. You're gonna come back there.
Well, the wrestling figures, apparently, I believe The Rock was like number 1, and I think Stone Cold was number 4. So number 2 and 3, we don't know who it is. But there's already technically 4 figures planned. They just didn't show. They might have been at the show, but there was probably no photography allowed. But one of those guys, The Rock or Stone Cold, one of them is number 1, and one of them is number 4, supposedly, according to the tag.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Everyone's question was who's number 2 and 3. So
Randy Orton.
I have no clue. I just know that was kind of the debate on some of the on the communities when they were talking about it.
I think that they could do a really good job with Randy Orton because not only does he have a very like classic wrestler look, kind of like The Rock, just boots and knee and elbow pads and trunks. There's not a lot of, I guess, new sculpting to do. It's very classic look, but most importantly is his tattoos. And I want to see how they would do the tattoos on him because he has full arm and back tattoos. So
hey, if Mattel can give you correct tattoos for $20, what do you think they're gonna do?
Exactly. That's why I'm excited to see how they would look on SHF. That'd be fucking tight.
Yeah, well, I'm done with this wrestling conversation.
Now, one more thing. Extreme Rules starts right now. Just because it's 5 o'clock, I just noticed.
I think that Harley looks great, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. Anything else we want to touch on these figures? We're moving on. Let's keep talking about Bandai.
Oh, one other thing. What's happening with the Spider-Man?
Yeah, Emiya.
Which Spider-Man?
They showed
Whatever Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
All
right. They showed the Ultimate Spider-Man logo on the display.
The Ultimate Spider-Man logo, that's just the movie realization Spider-Man in the case.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The Ultimate Spider-Man logo, I think that's just the logo that was supplied to them from the licenser. In this case, with Marvel, and that's just the one that they used. They used it to advertise that Spider-Man figure and other things too. So.
Oh, that's a little disappointing. I would have liked to see Ultimate Spider-Man figures.
Yeah, definitely. That would have been crazy, man.
Yeah, there was no Spider-Man on display. If there was a Spider-Man on display, it probably would have been the Civil War one, and that one would be in the actual Civil War display, not in the Spider-Man display. So
We haven't got any photos of the Civil War display, so.
we did. We did. There's just
we
nothing
did?
new in it. There's nothing new in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's nothing new in it. The only other new thing we saw, I mean, out for I guess the more Western aim stuff. There was the Obi-Wan, the Episode 2 one, the Attack of the Clones one, which we all knew that was coming. There were the 2 wrestling figures, the 2 Suicide Squad figures, and there was no new Dragon Ball shown. There was, yeah, I mean those were probably the biggest things for the more Western interest type stuff. Besides that, I mean, there were like, of course, there's always new Kamen Rider stuff shown, and over across all stuff. And the other interesting thing is the wireless Tamashi effect. They're doing a Kamen Rider Black figure, which has an LED light built into its head, which makes the eyes light up. However, what's special about this LED light is the fact that it doesn't use any batteries, at least in the figure. It transmits a frequency to give energy for the eyes to light up, and they're doing that with that. The first thing looks like it's going to be the Kamen Rider Black. So it's very interesting to see what's going to come of that for future
They show
stuff.
pictures of this?
What happened?
They show pictures of it?
Of course. Yeah, they show pictures of it.
Yes.
Hold on.
How much is that going to
Hold on,
cost?
I'll screen share. Hold on. I'll screen share. I already have it on here.
That sounds pretty fucking amazing, though, I must say. Let's see.
That sounds pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah, that.
Who knows? I mean, it might not be that expensive. You never know. I mean, it's just a small LED light. It's just that's powered by a frequency and not powered. The frequency. So you can light it up instead of having a battery.
I wouldn't recommend anybody ordering it from Emiya. Like, seriously, I wouldn't recommend it. Because the first thing somebody does, they're going to open that thing, the LED doesn't work, and they're going to say, oh, well, we'll give you $20 towards another, for you to purchase another one. You're like, the fuck?
Here it is, right here.
Whoa.
Let me see.
Yeah, so that basically it's saying right there that it's wireless. There's no wires or any kind of batteries or anything. It basically is a transmitted signal which makes the LED light.
Nobody cares how the light is. That doesn't matter. They just want to see the fucking lights. But I got you. You went over there like something.
And
I heard Darius fainting somewhere.
I think the basic
Darius created it.
back wall is going to be where the frequency is coming from, because it comes with this whole diorama, I think.
I see.
So yeah, so this back wall right here, that's where the frequency is coming from. So yeah.
So it automatically lights up when it's near the wall, or you have to press something on the wall?
I'm assuming I wasn't there, so I didn't see a demonstration of it or anything, but it's just done by frequency. So here's Obi-Wan in case
Yeah, that new Obi-Wan looks real nice.
Yeah, it does. Those
are
are.
do of course the all 3 of the prequel versions. So
Freaking killing that mullet.
Those other Kamen Riders that they showed look pretty fucking nice too, though.
yeah, I mean there was definitely a lot of good Kamen Rider stuff shown. We got to see the Kamen Rider Amazons. So you can see right here. You probably can't tell right, but this display is definitely the movie realization one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can see the Civil War one on display right here. It's just Captain America, Ant-Man, Iron Man, Black Panther. Yeah, it's just all the stuff you expect. Yeah, Kamen Rider Amazons look really good. What is better shot the Harley for people to see. You see the likeness is really good, especially for 1/12 scale figure.
That figure is awesome.
Yeah, that shit looks amazing.
Yeah, the wrinkles on the shirt and everything, the rips.
Yeah.
Now, Joker, I wasn't particularly impressed with.
But you have to admit the likeness is pretty good for the Joker, even if you're not gonna. I mean, I think most of the people who don't like it is mostly because they don't like the way he looks. Period.
No. I personally like Jared Leto, the look he has for Joker. That figure, it's okay, but it's not as good as her likeness is for that.
Oh yeah, of course. It's
Yeah.
not.
I wish they'd done the purple coat on that Joker.
Other
And
than
who is he right there? Who is he?
the other thing of note right here is they're also doing Hongo Takeshi, who is Kamen Rider #1. This is him in the 70s. So this is the first time of note, a first time that they've done a facial, the digital face printing for a figure that's not basically a Marvel or a music figure, basically, or DC.
I'm buying that.
Kamen Rider #1.
I mean, I don't care anything about him, even though I do have Rider #1 in some form or whatever. But do you think that belt would be removable?
Probably not. Looks like it's kind of molded on right here.
Sweet outfit though.
It doesn't look like it's he has the blazer and everything.
He looks really good though.
Yeah, look at the flare in those pants. He probably gets a lot of clearance to do some sweet kicks with that.
So, and they showed the they showed Zoffy from Ultraman for the SH Figure Arts Ultraman line, Zeton and Boltan as well.
Yeah, I don't care about those anymore either. But
yeah, there's all the Gundam. So this is the Kamen Rider Amazons.
Yeah, these things looked amazing, man.
Yeah, and they're also doing a Jungle Lighter, which is the main character's bike. They're also doing Neo.
oh shit!
This is for Kamen Rider #1, the one from the current movie, which the one that has like the really heavy armor.
Mm.
Yeah, that's going up for probably on the Bandai drop this month, the end of this month. This is the fight for that.
Man. I mean, that's one thing about these figures. I don't care about this show or the figures really in the least, but they look amazing. They photograph well. They got excellent visibility, man. Like, they are very nice figures, man. I always gotta give props, but fucking.
I don't know about that cap, man. That nose on.
This is the display. This is a Civil War display. Boog, in case you wanted to see. This is it right here. So you see Ant-Man right there, Black Panther right there. They have 2 Captain Americas and 2 Mark 46s on display.
What's the difference?
There's no difference. They're just showing up. I guess they didn't want to have 2 Captain Americas, but they obviously want to showcase the head sculpt. So I guess they didn't want to just have 2 Captain Americas, but they only have 1 Iron Man.
Yeah, just some symmetry to the display. You can see what it is. They got 1 and 1 and 2 and 2.
So, there's a close up. Let me give everyone.
It's a little soft, a little doughy.
He looks like Fabio.
It looks a little bit off. Maybe it's that lighting. I don't know. Maybe that's the lighting right there. But
yeah, there's the Age of Ultron display.
who was that? Pharaoh.
Hey.
Was that you that showed the side by side?
Yeah, some guy posted that picture. It wasn't my picture, but as soon as I seen it, I said, I don't know if they used concept art for that Ultron or what, but they seem like ball was definitely dropped in my opinion.
On the figure arts one, you mean, right?
Yeah, the figure arts one was looking pretty bad.
Yeah, it didn't look that great. You know what it is? Like I keep saying, man, the Rebel Tech's head sculpt is just the best, man.
But even the body, if you look at the body, man, it was way more detailed in the Rebel Tech than it was in the figure arts.
Yeah. Emiya, you got that somewhere?
For Ultron?
Yeah, the side by side.
The side by side?
Yeah.
The guy that picture actually originated from this forum, so.
I don't know where it came from, but.
No, I can find it real quick.
Well, while you do that, let's add one more thing to this SH Figure Arts conversation, and that's that Trunks has been hitting the groups online. So, have you guys gotten it? Have you guys seen it? Any thoughts? Are you buying? Any complaints?
It's actually up. It's in stock. Cause I got my what's the name up, and I'm looking at it. So it's in stock. The Super Saiyan Trunks or whatever. I just haven't shipped it because it's waiting for Captain America for my order to be ready.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing to me either because I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan either.
I think it looks good though. It looks good.
So I do like that Vegeta is getting a redo in that type of body. So
there you go.
Yeah,
You can see right here. The Ultron.
They're on the level tech, man. And
Yeah. Look at just look at the panel work and everything.
Yeah, the Ultron, the Bandai one, the SHF one is the one on the right, and on the left is a Revoltech one.
you know
Oh my
what,
gosh.
though? The figure arts one is pretty accurate to the movie, though, man. It's very accurate.
It's not as stylized, but I guess
You know, but
No, I like the bulk of the
Well,
Revoltech a lot
actually,
more. You can see it from the thighs to the forearms.
Right. If you look at the concept art, 'cause that's what I was doing yesterday. They have art where there's no lines on the thighs, and they have art with lines on the thighs.
Uh-huh.
Actually, if you just gotta go look at them, whatever. But I think that the figure arts, the way the chest and everything is made, is more accurate. I mean, even the face.
the SHF one, you know, like the Hot Toys one, is going for a more screen accurate look. Obviously, the Revoltech one, they buffed them up and took different cues from different concept art, I'm sure, and went for whatever they thought was the best looking. So it was more artistic, definitely.
Well, I'm glad I got the Revoltech one. Shit.
So, I mean, it's all a personal preference thing. Some people may think, they may think that the Revoltech one is too mean looking. I don't know.
Too mean.
The villain's too mean looking. I don't like him.
Damn it, that murder bot looks like he wants to murder.
So maybe he's too muscular or too mean looking. They want theirs to be more stoic, like the SHF one.
I mean, that's just nerds, being picky.
And this is for the viewers. Want to see? Actually, it's too short to figure. I mean, look how tall, how short he is, as well.
Yeah.
SHF one. And here's the inbox package. There's it.
they make him look really, really tall on the package, and you get him
Right. Hey.
And you take him out, and this is what you get right here. He's like not even like barely a half inch taller.
He has that fucking gap like chicks have too, man, right there.
The thigh gap.
Yeah, you get the gap going on, man. I don't know. He looks like it looks more like he's a servant bot. Like, hello, I'm Ultron. How may I help you?
I am Ultron, human cyborg relations.
Hey, bitch, go get me some fries. Will do, sir.
This Yoda looks good too.
And the Hot Toys Yoda, yeah, it's incredible. Episode 5 Yoda.
How much of that's going to be?
$200 actually.
Yeah, right. Won't get me. That thing better come with some other shit.
It does. It comes with like a base, this light up, canteen thing right here, his little lamp. It's nice, man. I've been waiting for episode 5. There's all the stuff he comes with right here. It comes with some hands. He comes with these rocks that he can, use epic fear.
Throwing at people?
It comes with this base.
Can you throw the rocks at people, though, Emiya?
No, he can't throw rocks. He comes with 2 head sculpts as well. He comes with the head sculpt where he's using the force, where his eyes are closed.
Really shut the fuck up, face. Shut up.
Like he look like he getting bossed up though. He just got his eyes closed. Like, yeah.
Oh, are those Comic Cave?
Those are Comic Cave, yeah.
Oh, I like that Silver Centurion. It's the one armor I wish we could get, 6-inch.
This one's 6
You never
inch.
know, man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Comic Cave is 1/12 scale.
Oh shit,
These
that's
are
pretty
all-
cool. 'Cause that was my favorite armor of Iron Man growing up, and I think they translated it really well in the movie.
1/12 scale right here.
I'm waiting for the Heartbreaker. That's the one I'm going to grab from Comic
Yeah, that's a
Cave.
good one. How much are those, Emiya?
I think they're retail for like a bit over $100.
Okay.
Like 100 and I don't know, 15, 120.
I really like that
They
Silver
have
Centurion.
quite a bit of diecast though and they have the lights. They have the light up gimmick and everything.
Oh, well, shit.
They light up like the eyes. His arc reactor and the eyes light up on pretty much all of them. I think even the repulsors might light up too. I don't remember. I know on some of them they did. I don't know on particularly that one, but guaranteed the eyes and arc reactor light up no matter what.
Hey, that
Pretty
fucking
badass.
Silver Centurion, like you said, that's a nice armor too, man.
Mhm.
I like all of them, but I'm just not about to pay hundreds of dollars for every armor.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
it's
Just
like
definitely
$100 a pop because you just get whatever your favorite one is. Like you say, you get Heartbreaker. Fabio wants to get Silver Centurion.
Who the hell would buy a Star Boost, though? Like, I know a lot of people who buy their first hot toy and it's a Star
Hey,
Boost
that
Iron
looks
Man.
nice. Hey, Star Boost
It's
looks
cool,
nice,
but
though, man.
it's cool, I guess. I like the carbon fiber on it, but it's such a like a departure from an Iron Man armor that it's almost not even recognizable as an Iron Man armor.
Yeah, it looks.
I mean, but he's done it in the comic. I mean, think about it. The deep sea armor was like
I like
gold.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd buy a Comic Cave one, but I did buy it. I do want to get the Hot Toys one. I think I might have it. I don't think I have that one. I had it before, but I think I sold it to a friend when it was that time when it was actually desirable. I don't think it's desirable now. I can get it cheap, but I just been lazy to buy it. There's Mark, and of course they do Mark 7. They look like they're pretty much doing all the popular armors.
Yeah. What's the chance of Figure Arts doing the Silver Centurion?
I mean, I think the ones like Heartbreaker, Silver Centurion, Star Boost, those generally have probably a pretty decent chance of being made as long as them doing Iron Man. I mean, Iron Man sells for them, obviously. So, and they have the license. They have the license to Iron Man 3, so it's always a possibility. Now the question is if they'll be exclusives or not. That'll be the thing.
Well, my whole thing is, like I said, I really don't want to. I hate breaking up like how I have to do with Ultron. I hate having to have like all these Figure Arts figures and then buy a fucking Rebel-Tech Ultron.
Oh, okay. You don't want to have like mix. You don't want to mix and match, basically.
Right. I'd rather just have them all be the same. As I like to do it that way, but I mean, I'm not against doing it. As you see, I did it with Mafex and fucking Darth Vader, and.
I mean, there's a chance. Like I said, I mean, Iron Man always sells. They do have the license. I mean, they are obviously going back and doing Mark III and obviously Mark IV. And I wouldn't be surprised if, obviously they're doing Mark III, they're going to do Mark II because it's basically just a slight retool with just the rivets. Right. And, at that point, you might as well do Mark I. Mark 1 through 7 are pretty much all considered kind of major suits. And then starting from 8 to 41, those are more like the minor suits. But, I mean, there are the popular ones, like I said, like Heartbreaker, like Star Boost, Silver Centurion. I guess Igor, before there was a Hulkbuster, people liked Igor because everyone thought that was a Hulkbuster. That's not obviously. But,
how wrong they were.
Yeah. So, there you go. I mean, those ones, I think, those major ones all have, a chance to be made as long as, the demand is there.
Good, it's good.
I guess the only bad thing is just the fact that so many. I mean, the problem with Iron Man is just that there are so many companies doing Iron Man. I mean, there's tons of companies doing Iron Man. Everyone does Iron Man. I mean, there's Comic Cave, there's Max Factory, there's Bandai, there's King Arts, there's Hot Toy. Everyone does it. Everyone wants to do Iron Man. So I guess that would be the only drawback that would keep them from doing it because they might feel that the market might be too oversaturated. But the fact that they're going back and doing Mark III, that is a good sign.
And you know what? Mark III was a great armor, man.
Well, it's a very standard, you're based on the Avi Granot's design, it looks good. So.
Well, besides that, I know that I feel very confident in domestic figures right now. I know I usually don't. But I've been pretty happy with Hasbro and the Marvel Legends. I haven't gotten too many bad Legends.
Except for ones that are missing the holsters.
Right. But I mean, what I'm saying is like everything's coming together. Because at first I'm sitting back with these man droids, and I'm like, what the fuck do I need these damn man droids for? And then they released the Furies and everything, and they got the Agent Carter, or not Carter, was it Agent 13? What the fuck is she?
Right, Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter, right. And they have, they just releasing more Shield, Mockingbird, all that shit. And it feels like that whole aspect is coming together.
Yeah, I agree. I talked about that a little bit when I was recording some of main course this past week. But yeah, I totally agree, man. They definitely getting you really closer to completing a lot of teams and keeping it true to the books as well, too.
Yeah, so I definitely, the one thing I would like them to do, which probably won't happen, but I was hoping that when they release this X-Men wave, they actually make Deadpool the 2 per case.
Oh man, that'd be way too smart for them.
I doubt that.
Well, I mean, I think it's just the most honorable thing to do for the collectors because that is going to be a bitch. I can just see it now. And the internet, especially with Marvel collectors, and I don't want any of you guys who are watching this podcast and be like, oh man, I hate this Pharaoh black dude. I don't give a fuck. But I mean, it's crazy how much wine is out here for those figures. Like the Black Panther, you have so many dudes crying about the fucking Black Panther, and then now that they're starting to hit stores and people are they're more readily available, people are still crying about them. That guy bought 2 and I can't even buy 1. Like it's like, oh god, like.
Right, isn't the revision case 2 per case now for Black Panther?
Yeah, and you're right, but it's not going to make a difference because okay, look at it like this.
It really doesn't matter. You should be thinking to buy a case of Legends anyway. You shouldn't even be. I mean, you should go out for the thrill of the hunt, no doubt, but you should automatically just be buying a case. You won't ever have to worry about that ever. You can sell off whatever you don't want, trade it, whatever. You'll get exactly what you want from the wave.
That makes too much sense though, because you know the crazy thing about it is that let's go back to the Rhino wave, and you remember the big thing was Chameleon. And
I just found 3 chameleons today.
And it's crazy. Well, originally when the Chameleon first came, I had Chapanka sell me 1, and then I ended up buying 4. So I posted my picture. I had 5 chameleons, and I mean the biggest thing was how come I would buy 5 when one person can't find 1? And you talking about somebody that's like 1,000 miles away from me or some shit. Like it really matters what I'm buying, and it's just. Oh man, it's just bad, man. Some of the things these collectors say are it's just bad.
Stop being cheap. Get yourself a case, and then whatever else you want to try to get double up on, or whatever you're trying to do, then you do that at retail. You have your thrill of the hunt, and that's it. But guarantee your slots by just buying a case. Stop being a cheap
Most definitely, it's the smartest. You know what? I'm glad you said that, Boog, because it really is the smartest thing to do. Because I used to like to hunt constantly. I go out here and track some shit down. I feel like I was like Daryl or somebody, you know what I mean? But now it's just like, fuck this. I'm not going through this bullshit. I'm going to make sure I at least get 1 of every figure.
Right.
So it's the smartest thing to do and shit. But you know, collectors are cheap. I don't want to buy this case. I want to go out here and I want to buy this figure for this.
They want it on their own terms. They don't want to be forced to feel like they're being forced to buy everything at the same time. They want to buy it whenever they want to buy it. I just want these 2 guys right now. And, you know, next week I want this guy, and the week after that I'll get this guy. It's like that.
Yeah, but you know what the worst thing about it is you get a PM from somebody, some random dude you never know. Of course, it's, hey, big fan of your work, bullshit. And then they go into the whole thing of, hey, can you get me a Black Panther? Or they say, hey, I'm not willing to pay over $16 for it because that's what it's going for at Walmart. Hey, man, listen, where I find it is where I find it. If I find this bitch at Toys R Us for $22, if you want it, that's what you're going to pay for it. I mean, other than that, fuck it. Find it on your own time. You know, I mean, it's just crazy, man, that you see and hear shit like that.
Well, that's people, man. Everyone loves to take. No one likes to give.
Yeah, well, fuck them. I plug the people who plug me, and don't even have to worry about it. Like seriously, I had got a message before when that fucking.
But they're big fans of your work, you know.
It doesn't matter. When the Ultimate Green Goblin wave came out,
man, come on, hook it up.
This kid contacted me and said, "Can I sell him my figures?" He said, "You can always go out and buy more." I'm like, "Get out of here, man."
Oh shit.
All right,
this has to be a child. So it's like,
you can always go out and buy more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious. That's exactly what he said. If it wasn't for the fact that Facebook actually took away my Pharaoh Black account, I could go back through those PMs and show you, man. It was like some ridiculous shit, man.
That's how people.
You ever do that to you, Fabio, with the NECA figures?
I love it. Keeps me humble.
Hey, Fabio, big fan of your ponytail. Can you hook me up with a Predator?
I'm missing, you know, this Predator goes for too much money. Now, hey, don't you know Randy? And he said you can always.
Hey, they asked him, hey man, can you roll over and ask Randy, can I get this figure for this price?
Hey, I like my reputation as the NECA guy here. I gotta say, I had what's his name, John goes by Sergeant Bananas. He messaged me looking for an '86 Ripley. And he's like, man, I've been looking everywhere. I can't find it. I do a 3-minute Google search. I found him a link, and he bought it. I love being that guy. I don't know why.
The guy who knows how to use Google.
Right. I should have just done that link that's like, let me Google that for you.com, and then it plays a video of you Googling something for the guy.
Fabio was, inspiration to all NECA collectors in the community. A lot of guys, look up to him. They know that he knows Randy, and he, collects all the figures. Even he even buys figures, guys. Randy here, Fabio here, he buys.
Becoming him. Oh my God.
You both got ponytail.
I don't have a fucking ponytail, you guys. I haven't had a ponytail since December.
Oh, okay, well, he did have a ponytail.
What the fuck do you call it then?
He was getting mistaken for Randy too often, so he had to get it cut.
Right.
Fabio
This guy is a true NECA. You have to give him props. He's a true NECA supporter. You buy most of their stuff, right? Like pretty much everything you do.
About everything except scalers and body knockers or whatever random crap they make.
Like all their real toys, you buy them all, right? Like all their action figures, like almost all of them, not
Pretty
everything.
much.
Pretty much. Yeah. So that you probably give a lot of inspiration to guys who like collecting NECA. So
That's because he's a fan of the line and not of figures.
No, I like the figures.
Yeah,
I like the licenses, that's for sure. Alien,
Okay.
Predator, AVP, and Terminator are like my
You're
bread
telling
and
me
butter.
everything that he releases, as far as action figures, you like them?
well, he
Come
bought
on,
those
man.
Home Alone figures, didn't he?
Yeah, I love Home Alone. That's a classic.
He might
flick.
like Home Alone.
And he bought those
The Hateful Eight.
figures. He bought those.
Yeah. Also great. Also happy to have them.
Those are like Pharaoh's. He loves those figures too.
What's the last
man,
NECA figure you bought, Emiya?
I'm not buying it.
Emiya or Fabio?
Emiya, what's the last NECA figure you bought?
I bought Kratos, God of War.
What? Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of people who
God of
don't
War
even collect
Kratos?
NECA bought that figure. They're like NECA
I
collectors
want
now.
that one. I want that one Predator. I don't know if it's out yet. I haven't. I only just if I just see it, eventually I'll run into it. That like devil-looking one. Which one is that?
Oh,
one?
the clan leader.
Yeah, I want that one. Whenever
That's one of the Kenner ones.
is it out yet? That one?
No, that's coming in the next wave, I think. Actually, I think that's going to be a standalone release.
Yeah, I want to get that one.
So which one is the one with the devil horns that's red?
That's the one. That's the one because the clan leader, isn't that?
Yeah, that's the one that has the tentacles.
Yeah, I want that. one.
Okay.
I think-
No. Which one, Fabio? It came out in another wave. I think it was like clear red.
Clear red?
Yeah, it was like a
Oh,
clear
That
red.
lava one.
Yeah, that was the Lava Planet Predator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another Kenner.
Right, that's what I thought you
That's pretty
were
much
talking
what
about.
the whole line is now, pretty much, isn't it? It's just all.
Every third wave is a Kenner wave.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they don't intermix them then.
No, it's
Okay.
strictly. Well, they had one wave that was I think it was a comic Predator, a movie Predator, and that one, which was it was like that particular Kenner one that was just in that wave was a original design that they did, but it was based on a Kenner Predator. Like it was designed to be the pilot for the Blade Fighter vehicle because the original vehicle didn't have a Predator to pilot it. You just put anyone in there. So they specifically made a pilot for the Blade Fighter, and it's the Viper Predator.
Oh, does it come with the bike?
No, that's separate.
Oh, so you have to buy them separately, basically.
Right.
Oh, so the vehicle doesn't come with the figure.
No.
Okay.
And they want $100 for that stupid ass vehicle.
It's got opening and closing jaws that fire, Pharaoh.
Oh
what
my
else
God!
would you pay $100 for?
Hey man, my chick got open and closing jaws. I wouldn't give her $100 for them.
Oh. You slay me, Pharaoh.
What else we got on the topics there?
Well, Marvel is reporting that they now have the licenses back for Blade, Ghost Rider, and Moon Knight, and they're talking about bringing those 3 to Netflix. Is there any one of those that you feel doesn't deserve its own series? I personally think that all 3 of them are going to be in one series. That's going to be like a Marvel Knights sort of thing.
I don't know if I really care about Moon Knight as a Netflix show.
I don't even think it's going to exist as a Netflix show. That's a lot of fucking CGI and work.
Yeah. I don't think
just don't see them.
any of these three could really work as a standalone. Maybe Blade, maybe Ghost Rider,
I
but I
don't
think they could benefit from
wanna
putting
see
them all
more
together.
vampires on television, man. I don't even care if it's Blade.
You say what?
I said I don't want to see any more vampires. Period. I don't even care if it's Blade. It's just been too much of that over the past like 10 years and shit. Like mad
I
vampire.
don't know. I mean, Blade is nothing but Punisher for vampires.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that's all it really is. I mean, he robs vampires. He robs the familiars. I mean, he ain't playing with people. We was just talking about this over on the Triple C podcast yesterday, and I mean, I think that'd be okay, but I don't see them doing Ghost Rider, which I don't know, man, because Ghost Rider, I never really understood Ghost Rider, like as a character, how he would exist and how he would fight crime with this long trail of fire coming from his bike and his flaming head. Right? I don't know. It's just something that would be like, hey, once in a while, Ghost Rider shows up. But
Well, he just the spirit of vengeance. He just goes around, avenging anything he senses around that needs avenging.
Yeah,
Basically.
he can sit his ass down.
Aww.
You know what it's been with Ghost Rider though? Like his power levels over the years have been just all over the place. They don't know what to do with him and shit. He was like really overpowered in like the 90s and shit like that. Like I don't know, man. It's weird.
Still pretty overpowered. I think the bad problem with Ghost Rider would just simply be of those three things. The bad thing about Ghost Rider is that it would have to be the highest budget one. It would require the most CG, the most special effects, things like that.
Definitely, if they wanted to look halfway decent.
So unless they're planning to sink good money into it, I don't know if it would be. I mean, personally, I would want Ghost Rider the most because of those three things. Ghost Rider, I'm a very big fan of Ghost Rider, but unfortunately, it's also the thing that requires the most money to make it look good.
So you were one of the 9 people that went to go see that second movie, huh?
Yeah, I saw a second movie. I saw both movies in the theater.
Oh my
Both of them were horrible.
Terrible.
You know what? I liked the second one.
Oh
I hated the first one, but there was something just so cheesy and like I don't know how to
The
even say it.
craziest thing about the second one, it was really low budget.
Right, that's what I liked about it. I liked the way it was shot. It was the guys that did Crank, so they had the like I saw a lot of behind the scenes videos for it. I think that's what made me like the movie overall, even though I recognize it's not a good movie, but I think it was made pretty well considering what they had. Like there's that one shot when Idris Elba is on that motorcycle and they're going around that curve that's along a cliff and some guy goes like flying off the side of the cliff and the camera follows him from the back the entire time. And that's one of the directors on a fucking rig getting shot along with the actor so that when he's taking that shot, it looks like he's moving along with him.
Wow.
So this guy was getting suspended off the side of a cliff too, just to get that shot.
The other crazy thing about it was it was definitely low budget because they actually did the scene where Nicolas Cage fell underneath the table. He gets back up, he's Ghost Rider.
Right. And the Ghost Rider himself looked pretty cool. Like he had this like charred look to him, and his leather jacket was all burned.
Almost all practical effects. It wasn't
that
actually
skinny ass Ghost Rider with the pants.
Have you seen I saw another behind the scenes video of Nicolas Cage. He had the motion capture, dots on his face, but he also like straight up painted war paint on his face to like resemble a skull and the flames and everything. And he had this like. This is just like straight up Nicolas Cage being a weirdo, but he was like acting like a snake in the way that he portrayed the Ghost Rider, where he would like bob and weave back and forth before he strikes at his prey and shit. It sounds super pretentious when he's talking about it. Even when I'm fucking talking about it, it sounds pretentious. It's a Nicolas Cage fling, But it's I don't know. The guy's he's so eccentric that I find anything he does amusing, no matter how bad.
The problem with Nicolas Cage is that he's always Nicolas Cage. And everything he plays, he's the same fucking dude.
How to get burned? How to get burned? How to get burned?
Biggest problem with Nicolas Cage is he's a guy who wants to play all these action young man roles. These, leading man roles. The problem is he's not.
And he hasn't had the hairline for it for like 20 years.
He's not that guy anymore. But
he's never been that guy. He's never really been mad athletic, really. He's always looked like the fucking goofus. No matter.
He's in good shape. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't have that Hollywood look per se, that leading man look. But he wants all those roles. He wants all those. He wanted to play Superman. He wanted to be in all these.
He was almost fucking
almost
Superman.
did,
Holy shit, I forgot.
He almost
Oh
did.
my god.
He almost played Superman.
I watched that
Yeah,
documentary too.
everything.
Oh my god. Dude, he named his son Kal-El.
Yep.
Are you serious?
He did.
Wow. Could you imagine Nicolas Cage as Superman? Oh man.
He had the long hair and everything. Like he looked like the singer for a metal band. Like I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but he had this like organic suit. It had like tubes that would make it light up, and it was a mess from start to finish. Glorious mess.
Yeah.
What else we talking about?
So final consensus: we don't give a shit about any of these three on Netflix.
No.
Ghost Rider would be cool, but like I said, the problem is it would require a lot of money to make it look good.
I don't want to see ongoing Ghost Rider. He's not that interesting of a character and shit.
I think it could be done, especially you have Doctor Strange and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, if they do Blade on Netflix, it'd be funny to see.
Blade and Ghost Rider would go hand in hand.
Right, it'd be a weird supernatural buddy cop comedy or something. It'd be like Supernatural, but with Ghost Rider and Blade.
No, man, Supernatural. I've been watching Supernatural from the beginning, and that show is bad. It went from being okay because the banter back and forth between the brothers, but then it just turned into I don't know, man.
Well, it was supposed to apparently. I don't watch it, but Brian, he watches it, and he's a big fan of it. But the main thing is from what I understand, the show was supposed to only be 5 seasons. They told their story. Their story was supposed to be 5 seasons, but then it was so popular, it just kept going past those 5 seasons. I think from what I noticed from them talking about it, this looks like the biggest problem with the show is it just very panders to the fans quite a bit. It's just like a fan service show almost. But I don't know for sure, but that's just what it sounds like to me when they're talking about it.
It doesn't. It's to the point to where they really have no real story. Like the last episode, they found God, which wants to be called.
Oh, so you watch it all, Pharaoh? You're up to date?
Yeah, I watch. And God is this little 5'5" man with a beard that wants to be called Chuck.
Apparently, he's been like mortally wounded or something like that, right?
But yeah, God got hurt and is dying because God's sister fucked him up.
Yeah, but then now pretty much he dies. From what I understand, if he dies, they have to kill her too to set the balance, right?
It's just goofy, man.
So.
It's just really goofy at this point.
How many seasons is it at?
11.
11 seasons?
Yeesh.
It surpassed Smallville. It surpassed.
Oh my! I thought it was at like 8 or something, maybe 7.
Yeah.
You said it was only supposed to go back to 5, right?
It was supposed to end at 5. If you watch the show I don't watch it, but if you watch the show, apparently seasons 1 through 5 is one coherent story.
Right.
It goes to season, and then apparently after season 5, apparently they have like season 6 and like 7 are probably really bad seasons, like the worst seasons ever, especially season 6. Because obviously you could tell they didn't know what to do after season 5, because the story they wanted to tell was done. And from what I understand, apparently, according to the fans, I don't know about Pharaoh how he feels. Obviously, he probably doesn't care. But from season 8 and on, it's been gradually up and down. Like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, that kind of thing.
Nah, it's been pretty bad. I mean, listen, in a nutshell. In a nutshell, what's going on that makes it really bad is that it's the same shit between the two brothers. The same arguments. They've been arguing about the same fucking shit for like the last 5 years. It's all Dean, you don't trust me. Sam, you don't trust me. Sam, I want to protect you. Dean, I want to protect you. Dean goes to hell. Sam saves him. Sam goes to hell. Dean saves him. It's like, I don't know.
Man, you said the main character's name so much, I thought I was watching an episode of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Like, serious, that's just what it is. It's just an ongoing argument. One time, I think Sam didn't have a soul, so he was out here like a killer, and then they got his soul back, and then Dean had the mark of Cain, so now he was a killer. They had to save Dean. It's the same shit.
Well, speaking of cheesy TV shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just ended this week.
Oh yeah.
Garbage.
The most interesting thing coming out of it isn't even something that came out of the show. It's the girl that plays Quake, Daisy Johnson, was like, "Hey, fucking Marvel, what's up? Why don't you acknowledge our TV show?" You
Because
know?
you suck, bitch. You can't fucking act. On my life, she can't. She's garbage. Like, I hate her. She is like the worst fucking character on that fucking show. Nerds just want to stick dick to her, and that's why they like gravitate towards her.
What's her name?
Bad.
Chloe Bennett.
Chloe Bennett, yeah. She was part of a girl group in China, I think.
Yeah, she tried to have a career in China that I guess just kind of never really materialized in the direction she wanted. So she came back here and
Let me see how she looks. I don't watch this shit, so I don't know.
She's got a mixed race sort of look to her. She's cute, but I mean, she's not the strongest actor for sure. You know who I've really got to give props for on this show though is Grant Ward, the guy that plays Grant Ward.
I hate him.
Because exactly, you do hate him. That's the good part. Because he's basically played 3 different Grant Wards throughout the course of the show. He's played the good, quote unquote, good Grant Ward. You know, the manly man-jaw, super dashing agent who's like smooth and good at everything, and then all of a sudden he turns heel and he's part of Hydra, and he's a complete dick to everybody, but still kind of the same character, but a little darker. And then he fucking dies and comes back as Hive, who they actually showed his like true form for, and for about 40 seconds you could just feel the television budget just going down the drain. All this money that they spent on those effects just for that little like 30 seconds of Hive.
Hey, you know what?
It looked good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was the best looking thing, special effect wise on that show.
Everything else is just like filters that they use basically when she's using her powers to like shake shit up. They just put a little ring filter vignette around the frame to make it look like that. But as far as the way it ended, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do next season. I mean, Daisy's gone, full emo, I guess. She's living out a vigilante sort of life. But I did like how the show ended, and they were kind of like, well, now what? And then it goes 6 months later. They're still looking for Daisy, and obviously with what happened in Civil War, like they are making like registration a thing, so she's trying to stay under the radar for that. But I don't know.
I don't
remember if they implied any other like big bad or whatever for next season.
I don't like how they made the whole entire thing about Daisy. Let's say let's everyone else is expendable.
Mm-hmm.
If we can save Daisy, like fuck her. like you're gonna lose.
She's got Kree blood.
You say what?
She's got the Kree blood. She's necessary.
Man, that shit is that's so fucking retarded to me, man. I just didn't. It's just weird relationships. That one between Mac and Yo-Yo, that's just a weird relationship to me.
Right. I felt a little forced, and I don't know. I think what I disliked the most about these last couple episodes was the super heavy-handed like faith allegories, and the cross here, this person's holding the cross, and now this person, and they're passing that thing around like it's an STD, and then sure enough, here's the funniest part: fucking Lincoln dies. Jay-Z's boyfriend Lincoln, he dies, and it's right after the Civil War. So I think the writers of Marvel had a real good a laugh at that one. Oh, let's kill Lincoln after the Civil War. Good.
Right. Well, what's crazy is that's Josh. What's his name? Josh Whedon.
Joss Whedon. Well, he's not really on the show anymore. It's his brother.
Okay. Well.
Jed Whedon.
Jed. First of all, no one named Jed is gonna ever make anything of importance to me.
Please clap.
But I mean that. I don't know, man. The show is just pretty much like it's so campy. It turned. It's his own biggest enemy.
Do you watch it? Do you watch it? Do you watch the show?
I've watched the show.
So you're up to date. So you're up to date on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
I have to watch the show so I can see what's relevant toward the movies.
Right.
But I mean, I won't lie about it. It's bad though. It's still a bad show. That you should see. The fucking Inhumans they created were so generic. Like it's like some of a Twilight Zone. They put these big masks over their face and oh my god.
Oh, the primitives, right?
Right. Yeah.
They just put like a sphincter mask on. It just looks like a butthole in their mouth.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I didn't really like that very much, but I can see why they just needed like henchmen basically.
Yeah, they could have kept it.
And then Agent Carter got canceled, which is I guess sad. Some people are sad about it.
Well,
Seems like
the actress supposed to be moving on to another show, which is one of the reasons why they canceled it.
I don't know about that. I know there's a big movement to bring it to Netflix now.
I understand the actress, the lead actress, she apparently is going to be she has a lead role in another show on the same network. And apparently that was one of the reasons that apparently she had already landed this role like sometime even around the time of season 2 was like airing, and they were saying that there's probably not going to be a season 3 just because of that.
Okay.
So I don't know though. I mean, there's probably more to it than that. I don't really look into it that much, but yeah.
I mean, because it feels like her story's a little incomplete. Not to mention that the season 2 ends on a cliffhanger.
Right? It ends on
right. Yeah, it ends with the what's his face, the blonde guy. He gets killed, and then some mysterious figure walks out of his office after taking a document or a key or something.
Well, they can always follow up with it in some other show.
Right. I think people just want to see, how does Peggy Carter get from where she is at the end of that season to the beginning of Ant-Man when she's like already running S.H.I.E.L.D. Because honestly, I think season 2 is a step back because in the first season she dealt with sexism in the workplace and trying to make her place among men, and then she does that at the end of the season, and then season 2 starts and she's right fucking back where she started in season 1. Like there was no real arc to it. It just kind of reset.
So everything that she, quote, I guess technically overcame in the first season was all suddenly present again in the second season.
Right, because now she's in California, and I guess it's like more sexist and racist here.
Right. Look at the irony in that.
Right.
I don't know, man. The show Agent Carter was pretty damn boring.
Yeah, it was way cornier than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., especially season 2. Season 2 was just all over the place. I mean, they had like Madame Mask in it, I guess, but...
Well, like I said, my biggest problem with all of them is that you have these agents, and they're supposed to be like on par with Black Widow, and it's like really Agent May is on par with Black Widow. Really, like the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Or her slow old ass.
Well, you got to remember that Black Widow's not just a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. She was the former KGB agent, and she was in the Red something program.
She's essentially like a KGB super soldier, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
But she was part of that
the
Red something.
Though, and they make it seem like these people can actually possibly even beat Black Widow. And I'm like, nah, man.
I've never gotten that impression at all.
They said it.
Really?
They said Grant Ward, if I'm not mistaken, they said Grant Ward was the closest thing to fucking Black Widow.
I don't know about that.
I can buy that. I could actually buy that.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, okay. Put him on the Avengers.
No, I'm just trolling you. Well, you might get your wish. You might not have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore because they did get renewed for a new season, but it got moved to the 10 p.m. time slot, which is basically ABC's popping block.
Yeah, their depth slot.
Right, so they're either going to be able to take more risks with the show, or the network's just completely giving up on them.
Well, I think the biggest problem that he's doing is he won't allow Coulson to come back to the Marvel Universe.
Right, yeah. I think that would be a good reveal.
Yeah, so if that happened, it might bring some light to the show.
Fabio, if it does end up getting canceled, would you feel sad as a fan, as someone who watches it?
I mean, I'd have an hour free on Tuesdays from now on, so I guess that's not too bad. But I don't know. I like my stories. You do get invested in, no matter how bad they are.
So,
dude, I even watch fucking RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't give a shit about trash television. If it's entertaining, it's entertaining.
Yeah, I'm not watching Drag Race or nothing.
Oh, come on. You got to watch it for the puns alone.
Yeah, right. RuPaul.
She comes up with the best puns. I said she, but I don't know what I was supposed to say there.
Listen, that's like watching Tyler Perry, man. I just can't do it.
Well, speaking of Tyler Perry, TMNT 2 is about to hit, right? There's a new trailer.
Just in case you're asking me about the active raid model kits, they are doing SHF as well. So you just want
really?
Yeah, you see right here. So
Oh,
they're
well,
doing.
fuck it. I'm not even gonna buy that fucking Marvel kid.
Yeah, they're doing the whole team actually. I don't know if you've seen the other members, what they look like. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Well, I think we could probably open up the Q&A right now while we're waiting. I guess Rick's never going to show up, but yeah, if you guys are in the comments, go ahead and start throwing your questions, and we'll go ahead and close out the show with the Q&A. We did have a few questions earlier on. Let me see if I can find them.
They're doing this one.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that one.
This one.
Ooh.
I don't know if I like that one.
This one.
I definitely like that one.
Okay, and that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What are these from?
They're from an anime that's airing right now called Active Raid. And it's basically like a team of armored super soldiers, basically. Yeah, so pension heroes kind of thing.
Boog, when's your mixtape dropping? Someone asked.
What?
Right.
So when is it dropping? Boog, your mixtape?
Yeah, I want to buy that shit exclusively on Tidal.
Are you gonna sign it? Are you gonna sign the copies when you send them out? The mixtape? Boom.
If there's a mixtape, I'll sign it. There's not going to be a mixtape though.
He just signed JC. He signed Cheddar to A.C.B.A. Records.
If there is ever gonna be a mixtape, you have to do an Egyptian foil cover though, right? For it.
Never.
Egyptian foil cover?
Not going to happen.
Oh. He doesn't have any confidence in his music career.
So have we? First couple questions here. Have we heard what the new Comic-Con exclusive is for Thundercats? Anyone know about that?
No, except that we know there's going to be one. They released all the licenses that they're doing for exclusive, which is like I think it was like more than 12 or 15 things. But
yeah, I saw that
on there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like a Bengali or something.
Bengali, whatever it is.
Yeah, Bengali would probably be a good exclusive. They always
Wily Cat 2-pack.
No, that would be a regular. That would be anyone in the main team. I assume would be like a regular release, or it could just be like a. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's like a variant of Lino or something like that. Could be it too. We don't know yet though. I mean, we'll just have to see when they reveal it. I'm assuming.
Hey, that would be pretty dope if they release Kid Lino.
Yeah, Kid Lino would be
yeah.
Good SDCC exclusive. Kid Lino, yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Let's see. They also want to know where the 2XL T-shirts are. I guess we don't have enough sizes on the website.
Boog?
We only took a few orders for some 2XL stuff recently, and that stuff is actually shipping tomorrow, most of it. So we actually got a new NWO color, got the red now, the Wolf Pack.
We got the Wolf Pack? Fuck yeah.
It's not like on the site or anything yet, but I've seen them. I have them in my possession. They look great, man.
Man, the only way out of the Wolf Pack is in a body bag.
But yeah, all those like shirts should be shipping tomorrow.
Cool. Let's see. If we get another box set, like the all-new X-Men box set for Legends, what would be a good X-Men team to get? Or not even X-Men, actually. He just says any team. What would be a good team to get in a box set like that?
Well, an X-Men box set would be good, though.
Mm-hmm.
They could definitely put out some ones that they may have trouble selling by themselves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
like an X-Men gold or blue team or something.
It could be modern stuff too. Like they could do like Sunspot and like some of these other people that have showed up in like Avengers and X-Men and stuff like that over the past couple of years. Who else haven't we got? We still need that Rogue. They could use that in. I don't know.
And it would be really nice if they went ahead and paid some homage to the old Toy Biz stuff and possibly gave us a what were they, the Urban Knights or whatever they're called, Marvel Knights gift pack with like Spider-Man, a Punisher,
Yeah,
all with different decos, maybe.
that would be cool. Yeah, it was Marvel Knights.
I think they should do that. Definitely, we need another Electra.
Yeah, for sure.
So that'd be something good to put in there, man, or something.
Whatever it is, I'm sure we're probably gonna find out pretty soon. I mean, it's the con's getting pretty close. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's like tomorrow.
Yep.
Usually around the time, like pretty much now, is usually when they really start showing us stuff. So, you know, your USA Today, and they like to make those announcements. They like to spread out. All these companies like to spread out these announcements, especially like Hasbro and Mattel. They like to spread their announcements across like different medias. So this
It's kind of weird. You'd think the mainstream people wouldn't be into that.
Nah, I think they just want to get press.
Right.
Yeah. Even though it'd be just as effective just to announce it all on their Facebook, and everyone else would just be reporting it anyway. But yeah, just, whatever.
It's very true.
Yeah.
All right. Is there still going to be a prize awarded for the A.C.B.A. Spring Break clothing contest that was started on the online shop? I think. Is there a winner announced yet? Boog, you know anything about that?
Who's asking these questions?
This is Charles Swearingen. He wants to know a lot about the merch shop. I vaguely remember seeing that.
Seeing what?
The A.C.B.A. Spring Break clothing contest. It was like take a selfie wearing a shirt or something like that, right?
Yeah, there was two actually. There was two different things that we did recently, within like the past couple months. But yeah, all of that stuff will be announced soon.
Okay, cool. And how'd you get that 12-inch Spider-Man early? You're not allowed to say, huh?
I mean, it's from a connected on get stuff from time to time. I've said that in the video. Well, actually, no, I didn't say it in the Spider-Man video. I said it in the 3-pack video. But yeah, sometimes I know a guy that knows a guy. Sometimes I go a little early.
Tell him to PM me, and I'll give him my PayPal address, and all of us send $10, and I'll tell him.
But it's not at retail yet though. It's not officially out just yet. I know a lot of people had asked that question if it was out and asked how much it would be. I think it's going to be like $50 when it hits officially. But
yes, Toys R Us, and then the 2-pack for Iron Man is Target.
Now, is the Bucky and Falcon, is that going to be a 2-pack, or is that 2 separate releases?
I think they're separately packaged. So
yeah. From the photos that I saw, they both had separate packages.
Yeah, I get the impression what it is, at least from the stuff that I read, is that it's supposed to be like a 0.5 wave. So I guess it's just going to be whatever later shipments. Walmart's going to get an exclusive like case that just has those 2 figures in it.
Gotcha.
In addition to whatever other figures are in that wave. Assortment of whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So they'll be at your Walmart. They'll probably be pretty easy to get, I would assume. I don't know.
What do you think about the upcoming Tamashii Nation's green screen app that's coming out?
I think it's very cool. Very cool.
It looks very cool, yeah.
Very cool.
It does.
That's going to change a significant amount of things.
It's going to change the game, yeah.
We'll see if it changes the game. It's going to have a bunch of people with bad pictures of all types of characters.
People know how to use it, though. The people who know how to use it, though, it will
I mean, the people that
a lot of guys are going to hack the app and everything, and probably give it a lot of new different backgrounds and pictures and stuff like that. It's definitely good, in my opinion. It's the future. So.
See, I've seen those little like stick bot things at Toys R Us. Maybe you've seen them too, but they come with a green screen set, and I think I don't know. I don't know how to use a green screen at all, but I think it'd be kind of cool to work it into some photos. Not in like a Phantom Menace George Lucas sort of way, but more in like a like to accent whatever practical effects you have in the foreground already.
If you layer it nicely, it'll definitely be nice in a lot of different things. No question about that.
Because that's basically like a computer monitor.
Right. Yeah, I was just about to say that the people who've been doing well with computer monitors and knowing how to get the lighting correct and layer that properly, they're gonna be fine with this. They're gonna excel with this too. It'll be interesting, no question. But like Pharaoh said, it'll be a lot of fucking bad pictures still, though. Terrible ones, no question.
Here. You guys can see it.
Let me see. Oh, it's for iPad.
It's going to be for iPad, Android, stuff like that. They're just using an iPad to do it.
Gotcha.
But basically, you have an app on whatever mobile device, and you have like 50 different backgrounds you can choose from, and then you can, as you can see, it's like almost like augmented reality. Yeah, it's almost
pretty
like
cool.
VR. Yeah.
Now, being that A.C.B.A. is about tangible displaying, how do we feel about this before we get a bunch of haters saying, like, oh, those fuckers hate green screen and digital effects and shit?
Straight up photo taking. I mean, tangible displays are tangible displays. That's always going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because, that's displaying. You can't digitally, unless the days start coming out, you can put holograms and shit everywhere. Tangible display will be tangible display. But this is just strictly just photo taking, in my opinion. So.
I think it'd be good as long as people don't use it as a crutch to say, "Oh, okay, well, I don't want to put any effort in, so I'm going to stick this figure in front of this damn green screen and just make up some shit."
Right.
It's
less
not
Phantom Menace, more Mad Max.
It's not really that revolutionary, though. Really, it's just convenient. It's more convenient than you having a search for all of these backdrops that you're using on your computer monitor. Anyway, it's the same shit, really. It's not changed things that much, but they don't have a lot more people trying to do that technique. That's for sure.
That shit's gonna be all over the place all the time.
It makes it a lot more accessible. It's a little bit better if you know how to use it. The potential is higher than using a computer screen as your background. Right. But a lot of people who don't know how to take photos, you're gonna see a lot of. You're definitely gonna, like they all say, you're gonna see a lot of bad stuff as well. So. Mm-hmm. That's undoubtedly, especially when you have this much access, when everyone can access it, everyone's going to try to. I mean, you already see tons of terrible photos now, people using different, popular methods and stuff, so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the fact that they want to put this out, though, still says a lot about where collecting is right now and how popular displaying is, so, that's still, if you look at it from that perspective, it's a great thing.
All right, moving on. In our opinion, is there any figures/characters that both Hasbro and Toy Biz have made, but Toy Biz has done better?
Don't we just answer this? Don't we answer this every week?
We get variations of it. This one's cleverly done a little bit different.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like damn, like.
It's been a week. People forget our answers. Let's just refresh them.
Go ahead, then, Fabio. He can't tell you because he doesn't collect real figures. See?
Right off the bat, the only one I can think of is Scarlet Witch. Love that teenage body that they use. I love that dirt face she's got, that flimsy little cape, and that speeder that she flies on. Man, that's a complete package right there. They don't make figures like that anymore.
I mean, she comes with her own vehicle, man. I mean,
right?
You can't compete with that. The legendary riders.
When I think of legendary riders, I think of Evil Knievel, I think of the Ghost Rider, and I think of Scarlet Witch.
Well,
I think the number one thing from the Toy Biz era that we can all take from is that they were not particularly. I mean, the figures were good for some of the figures were actually very good for their time, but the quality in QC was always kind of iffy. It was very up and down with Toy Biz. But the number one thing about these figures is they were really cheap. I mean, you got a lot more than you do these days, I think. As far as, let's just talking raw plastic content, you got more than what you did at less than half the price. I mean, less than $10. You got a vehicle and a figure and a comic book. You got all three of those things.
But that's why there is no Toy Biz, though.
Right. Also, 15 years ago, I could fill my tank up with $30.
But yeah, no question. You know what we need? We need Hasbro to try to do a Green Goblin to see if they can top Toy Biz's Green Goblin. That figure's still really nice.
Yeah. I mean, with that Hobgoblin using a few new parts, I think they'll probably get there eventually.
You know what? I didn't really like the way that Hobgoblin looked, honestly. I didn't think it looked that good, man.
Which one, Toy Biz?
No. The new one that they're about to drop, the Hasbro one. I think the Toy Biz one still looks better than the new one that's about to come out.
It's a possibility.
I
I
didn't
think
like the way it looked when I saw it.
figure that I'm waiting for them to drop, which I don't understand what they're procrastinating about. It's Bullseye.
Yeah, I don't even know if they could top Bullseye, man.
They probably couldn't. But it's just certain figures I would think that they would go ahead and say, well, we got this mold and it's in this color already. Let's just release this figure. But I don't know.
Bullseye is still a great figure, man. Great posability.
Bullseye?
Yeah, the Toy Biz one is.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. Bullseye is a very popular figure. A lot of people like to use in photos and stuff, but it's like one of the easiest, most common, most cheapest figures you can get.
But what's crazy is the detail of the Toy Biz Bullseye was probably one of their best figures ever.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what was crazy about it. I remember getting that figure.
Which one? The one with the grinning face or the one with the stoic face?
The one with the scowling face looks better, but they both are good figures.
Oh, okay.
I have the grinning one. I actually had a choice between the two, and I ended up liking the grinning one a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's like a darker color also.
Yeah, it's a darker gray.
It's like a blackish metallic color with gray.
Yeah, it's got.
I mean, the regular is blue with white.
It's got heavier shade on them. It's a nice figure. It still looks good in pictures now, considering I think the big thing about a lot of Toy Biz figures back then is a lot of them they look very dated compared to some of the newer figures now. But then some figures, the ones that are really good still look good in photos with the new Hasbro stuff, the current era Hasbro stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like a testament to those figures that they're still pretty decent if they can still look okay in the photo and not look out of place.
Let's see. How do we feel about Photoshop effects like lens flare, rain, snow, wind?
You got to call out who's asking these questions.
This is from Mike Odom.
What was the question now?
How do you feel about Photoshop effects like lens flare, rain, snow / wind?
I feel like the wind effects are about to come out through Bandai. They're gonna be great.
You're gonna get like wisps of wind.
Yeah, man. Tangible's always the way, man. I'm not against Photoshop per se, but Photoshop is just not A.C.B.A.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind Photoshop myself, but I think using tangible effects and alter and enhancing the practical effects, you want to have as much practical as you can, but then to give it that extra realism, you want to also add some effects to kind of blend everything together. I think that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, some people want to use Photoshop. I go on Reddit and on r/action figures, the theme for people to post for the month is Civil War because the movie just came out this month. So a lot of people are putting photos, just like shelf pics or even just like a desk or a coffee table of just like two figures that are normally friends going against each other. Sounds a little familiar to one of our rounds, but whatever. But a lot of people are doing Captain America versus Iron Man. That money shot where Iron Man's like blasted into the shield and Cap's holding the shield up in front of him. Everyone's trying to recreate that, but there's a lot of people that are just doing some cheap ass like phone effects that just look so bad, man. Like maybe the photo was like good to begin with, like you had a good base photo, but when you layer all these effects on top of it, especially like phone effects that are just like a free app you get on the App Store, it just looks cheap. It looks cheap. Sorry.
It's really bad. I have to agree, man. It looks terrible, man.
I'm gonna link it to you right now.
To go on what Emiya was saying though about the accent and display, what a little bit of Photoshop like in the Iron Man's arc reactor on the eyes or something like that. Some people do that really, really well. Like it's a difference between doing good Photoshop and doing some fucking garbage. Like what I'm saying. So it's like if you know what you're doing, then it is what it is. It will look flavor, no question about it. You got to give props where props are due, but you have to know that this shit looks awful when it looks awful. You can't possibly think that shit looks good when they, it's not.
People not gonna know that, man, because you have too many people who feel what it is we do over in the group is just being wrong, and you have a lot of people saying, especially on Instagram, like, man, you just liking the picture and telling people it's like, man, cool shot. And it's like those. Hey, you know what? Like those pictures I posted of that one guy shit.
Yeah.
Wait, like when you get the fucking not black, what it was, Scarlet Witch is floating in the air with her hands out. It's like you're not even trying to make it look real. It's just a figure floating in the air. It's not even posed. It's just crazy.
Definitely.
I mean, there's something to be said for someone who's good at Photoshop. Like, you can always recognize when someone is good at digital effects. Like, I mentioned Sergeant Bananas. He's really good at those, blood splatters that I assume he does some kind of long exposure or something like that. He's pretty hush-hush about how he does those things, but I know a squirt bottle is involved. But as far as, like, removing stands and all that stuff, I mean, I guess it's fine, but there's always a way to do it without having to Photoshop it.
Well, the stand thing, I think it really depends on the angle. I mean, there's certain angle that you want to take. There's no way you can get rid of the stand.
You breaking up, Emiya. You're a robot.
A robot again?
Damn. Twice in one show. That's a new record. But, there's definitely people that are good at Photoshop, and you can recognize that. But there's people that, like, haven't, I guess, they can't visualize the idea exactly how they have it in their head because they don't either have the skill set, whether working with Photoshop or tangibly, so it doesn't always come out looking as good as they probably think it looks.
Yeah, like Pharaoh was saying too, it's a crutch, for somebody that can't pose or can't, think outside the box or whatever the case may be. They end up doing that, and it's actually taking them farther away from actually becoming better by doing that shit, honestly. So you gotta put in the work, man. You can't be a sensation overnight at anything that you do. It takes time. Taking a shortcut is never gonna be the proper thing to do, man.
I don't think Photoshop is really a shortcut because I think Photoshop is something that does require quite a bit of skill.
No,
it does, yeah.
Not when you know what you're doing though, but like when it's people that are just doing some bullshit, then it's probably better that you just go the tangible route anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I mean, you try to do like a little bit of everything. Like I said, you have the tangible stuff there, but then they get enhanced. Like I said, when you want to get that realism, there's just no way you can get around not having Photoshop, in my opinion, especially for a photo. If you want your fire to look really real, you have to add certain things to make it, pop out more, things like that. The removal of stands, I think, really just depends on what kind of angle. I think certain situations, there's just nothing. Like if you're taking a picture of Valkyries battling and Valkyrie from Macross Plains doing a dogfight in the sky, I think, and there's type of stands you use for Valkyries. I don't think there's any way you could hide those stands without photoshopping them out. But again, it's something that you need to do well. I mean, Photoshop is when it's kind of like models versus doing CG in movies. I mean, there's definitely a lot of great things about having the models and buildings and all that stuff. But then they reuse so much CG these days anyway. It's kind of like the CG can take things further. I mean, you still want to have models there for like the close-ups and stuff like that, but then your backgrounds and stuff. I mean, I think it's something that an artist who's doing a lot of photography of this type of like toy photography or statue photography, whatever photography, you should never limit yourself. You should always open all your options, whether it's tangible, whether it's using Photoshop, whatever. You should always try to explore, experiment everything, and try to find some kind of middle ground that you can put everything together. So that you can get the best result.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, tangible display, there's nothing you can do. You can't use Photoshop for a tangible display. That's a different skill in its own. Because that actually has to be viewed from someone looking at a physical object. Then you kind of have to come up with, certain things. But then, it's not like that the tangible thing is going to look like it's really on fire or anything like that. It's going to be, plastic effects and stuff like that, or there's not going to be any, like, real sparks going off. Those will be just, again, tangible things. But then if you want to have them in the photo is kind of, I think it's kind of, to me, a photograph versus a tangible display is two different things.
You're a robot again, man.
I'm a robot again?
What's up? Well,
I don't know. That is my connection.
Any other questions on there, Fabio?
Let's see. Pharaoh, did you get from Sonic Rockman, did you get an apology or anything from Hasbro after they sent you that Fury?
Nah, man, they just pretty much gave me some weak ass letter talking about how
Did they give you a free toy?
no,
No.
they gave me they sent the holster in a little like padded envelope with wool on the inside or some shit, and just told me like, oh yeah, we bring kids excellent service or something like some shit. I was like, this is some
Also,
bullshit.
they just sent you the holster then, nothing else. No freebie.
Yeah, just send me the holster.
Oh,
Just a template letter.
at least you got it, right?
Yeah, I mean that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And more Marvel Legends questions from Cosmic Joker Dude. What is our favorite legend so far from this year? It's 2016.
You gotta be.
Probably that wolf cap to me.
I think I want to say Pizza Spidey maybe.
No, that's from last year.
You're right about that. Still my favorite one for this year too. No, but seriously, this year you know what I do like Nuke. I think Nuke's a really nice figure. I do like the cap. I like Red Guardian as well.
How about Cottonmouth? Why him?
I'm
That's a
not
good
okay,
addition,
man. I mean,
I
I
guess.
didn't give this to the rest of the society, man. He's just hanging around.
One of those things you're not gonna love until you could have the complete theme. Really, like to have that figure by itself is stupid.
Taskmaster?
Taskmaster,
He was okay.
He's good, but I wish we would have gotten a different look for him.
yeah, I wasn't. You know, it is what it is. If it was the classic look, it probably would have been better. No question about it.
You guys don't like the modern Taskmaster?
It looks good. It's a nice armored look. It looks cool, but it's not a
You want an updated version of the Toy Biz one?
yeah, definitely.
No, Boog ruined it for me because Boog was like the motherfucker got an armor on his chest.
Oh, Namor.
Ever since then, I can't stop seeing he has armor on his arms and legs and nothing can protect his chest.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Namor was decent, man. I just think that the more I look at his face sculpt, the more it's like a little soft to me. He's not doing the Namor traditional mug
Yeah.
or whatever.
I agree with you there. They could have frowned his eyebrows or something like that at the very least. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of my favorite ones so far this year.
And probably the best legend I bought this year was Batman.
What?
And Boog, if that mixtape comes out, Z-Rack Imran wants to be featured
Venom
on
this
it.
year? Venom was this year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Venom was this year.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What about Spider-Gwen?
Yeah, I can keep Spider-Man.
That mold, I don't really like that female teenager mold, man. They need to do some more to it to make it more, posable or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Come on. How you gonna have any Spider character that's not gonna have super articulation? Come on now. What are you doing? Get out of here with that shit.
How about Ben Reilly's Spider-Man?
Ben Riley was dope.
Yeah, that was dope. All the Spider-Man figures on that piece of Spidey mold was pretty dope.
Yeah, you know what? I still think the Scarlet Spider is the best one that's come out on that mold. That shit is actually better than Pizza Spidey. It's just that, that's your classic Spider-Man. You're never going to go wrong with that. But the Scarlet Spider was really nice, man. Really nice.
To cheat a little bit, though, I think the best Marvel Legend I have, period, is the Punisher figure that Michael Wiseman made.
No doubt. That's what's up. I like that figure a lot from what I've seen.
Too bad it's what, 2 of a kind? 3 of a kind?
2. Mine and his.
There you go.
I try to keep it that way, too. I talk to him about it all the time.
Oh, so you have an exclusive contract of all the artists you work with say, hey, okay, you can only do this figure for me, you can't do it for anyone else.
Nah, man. Mike, you gotta understand, man. I fuck with Michael Wiseman a long way, man. I've been fucking with Michael Wiseman forever. Since he came around, man. Even before he made me anything like that, man. I always talk to him. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm talking to Michael Wiseman. That's just my dude, man. I like Michael. So
That is so cute, Pharaoh.
I know, right? It would be even more cute if he had a ponytail and glasses. But bullshit ain't nothing though. Like when he came with the concept or whatever, like I told him, I said, man, can you make me one? He went ahead and said, fuck it, I'll go ahead. That's just what it is, man.
You guys are like brothers connected with his Punisher.
Well, not the Punisher. I mean, all my shields, he does them. He did the bowstrings for my born arrows or whatever, and you know, I sent anything to Michael Wiseman to see if he can do it first.
That's great, man.
Yeah, definitely all around underrated dude.
Yeah, most definitely.
Just as an artist, period. You know what I'm saying? Like just everything you could think of. You know what I'm saying? Painting, kit bashing shit, customs,
Right.
actual A.C.B.A. You know,
Fucking cutouts. God,
cutouts.
those cutouts are so good. Stop it, Michael Wiseman. Stop with the good cutouts. It's enough. It's too good. All right. Let's see. Well, kind of going back to that little Photoshop conversation. What do we think of action figures that look great in promo pictures but look completely different at retail? Do we still buy them? Or do we just bite the disappointment?
Well, Hasbro loves to really shade up their stuff in promotional.
Right.
Yeah, they.
Hasbro.
Yeah,
Not that dramatic ass lighting.
It's one of those things, in my opinion. I think if you collect enough stuff, you just kind of know what to expect already. So I don't think it's any. At least for me, if I see a promotional picture, I can already tell if it's been photoshopped or they've added something, or it's like it looks like a really highly detailed prototype versus a mass-produced version, the final product version. I mean, there's always going to be some differences. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. But I think if you collect stuff long enough, you kind of know what to expect already. Of course, if you were impressed with the prototype and then your final product is very close to it or even better, of course that's always a better thing, but it's not always the case.
I think most of the import companies, they do a very good job with delivering what they show you. I mean, you're always going to get somebody who kind of strays away from the prototype, but for the most part, they've been, like with the Iron Man armors in particular, like the paint jobs are just awesome from the figure arts. I really, the reds or whatever, they don't seem shopped too much at all. I think every company shops maybe get away from a glare or something that's showing up that they can't get rid of. I think everybody kind of tweaks it. But I mean, it's worse, man. Some of these guys out here buying customs from dudes who actually Photoshop their customs.
Yeah.
So,
It's savage. Oh my god.
Yeah,
man, I've seen worse.
Photoshopping or custom. Wow.
Yeah, that I never understood, man. That is nuts.
It's happened. You have a customizer saying that it doesn't happen. I'm telling you for a fact, yes, it does.
All right,
So,
we got a
man,
question for Emiya. Here's a good one for you, bud. Mattel makes WWE figures based on who has licensing deals with WWE. Will SH Figure Arts parent company have to have similar licensing deals with WWE or the talent?
Who is asking that question?
Benjamin Ableton, something. One of those is right.
I assume that every figure they do, they're gonna. I'm assuming these guys, whoever these wrestlers they do are, they're probably all under contract with WWE, and I'm guessing it's probably gonna be. I mean, I don't know how it is for how these wrestlers generally work. If it's all like a package deal, like when you sign with them, they're like, okay, well we have merchandising rights and stuff like that. I mean, they do have some kind of limited rights to at least approve the skull and things like that. But I assume as long as these guys are underneath the WWE banner, that it should be something similar to Mattel, where they can get the license and kind of work out with whatever guy that they're doing. I'm assuming this SHF line, and this is a question a lot of people have been asking me, even though again I don't follow wrestling at all. If you were to ask me, I'm not sure how deep this line is going to be. Everyone's been asking how many guys you think you're going to do. You're going to do everybody. It's going to be a really deep line. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't follow wrestling at all. But if I had to guess, since there's a higher price point, these figures are probably like $60-something or something like that. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that they're probably going to do a lot of the A-list, talent first. And if those do well, then of course they'll do other ones. But as far as like the licensing of each individual guy, I'm assuming it'll be similar to however other companies, when they do, WWE product, it'll be a similar deal. So I'm guessing probably something similar to Mattel, but I'm sure Mattel probably has more stakes in because they're Mattel. So
Mhm.
maybe they might have access to a broader range of stars than Bandai will at this time, considering Bandai just starting. So that's what I guess anyway.
I wonder if the SHF ones are going to be available on Ringside. Because
Nope.
Ringside isn't just Mattel stuff. It's basically anything wrestling.
Who knows? I mean, I'm sure Bluefin and it'll all depend on what Bluefin wants to do. I'm assuming Bluefin will be in charge of the distribution. And if Ringside carry like normal stuff, like stuff that's not exclusive to them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then they should then. I mean, that's just simply opening an account with Bluefin and just ordering that stuff. It should be fine.
Okay.
I would recommend ordering it for Ringside though, man. That shit is expensive. Not when there's so many other outlets out here that you can get a import figure from, especially with a domestic release.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'd probably buy those in person, but I was just curious. I was thinking out loud to see if
I'm assuming like these wrestlers, they like wear like different outfits and stuff like that all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like any kind of combat sports where they have like walkout different stuff. They walk out with different outfits and stuff. So I assume if they do that, then there's probably also going to be a lot of exclusives as well, like probably like SDCC, New York Comic Con. This probably opens the door for a lot of WWE exclusive figures, like a John Cena or like a Rock wearing like a different outfit and stuff like that, like a different specific match, specific ones.
I want Rock with tight blue jeans, turtleneck sweater, and a fanny pack.
But I assume there will be something like that's going to open up the doors for that.
What else we got?
Wrapping up here, last few questions. Yeah, a lot of people coming in late asking questions that we've already answered or talked about earlier in the show. Do we think Pizza Spidey will be re-released? Probably not.
They'll probably re-release a Spider-Man. It just won't be that specific one. Like they'll probably do a default Spider-Man again at some point. It just won't be that one. Like
we have the Ultimate Spider-Man coming out, the teenage one. So there you go, another super articulated Spider-Man coming out.
There'll be another default Spider-Man. So yeah.
And is SHF gonna do Bleach figures?
I mean, it's always a possibility, but right now, Bleach is popular in the U.S., so I mean, there's always a chance. And Bandai does have the license because they've done Figure Art Zero in the past, and I mean, I think those did pretty well actually. At least the Ichigo, the final Getsuga Tensho, definitely did pretty well. But I'm not sure about the other two that they did. I don't know the Aizen and Matsumoto. I don't know if those did well, but I mean, they do have the license, so I mean, it is always going to be. It can always something that they can do in the future. So.
And that's about it for questions. A lot of them are repeats. Oh, here we go. Boog, are there any, well, I guess this could be for anybody, but Sonic Rockman wants to know if there's any recommendations or methods to fix a dented cutout, like if you accidentally crease one or something.
Photoshop.
Photoshop. Yeah, not really. Probably just got to start fresh. Might want to reinforce them, though, when you're making them yourself. Try to do them on cardstock or print them out on cardstock.
Right, and print out multiples of the same cutout.
Well, this might sound a little crazy, but tell them, basically take a cup of water, dip your finger in the water, and kind of rub it over the back of the cutout and hit it with the iron. Because you can't iron paper. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I would give it a try. Hell, I'm going to bend a cutout. I'm going to try it. So.
That's about it then. Not too many more questions here.
Well, all right.
Yeah, it's about time to wrap it up. Oh, here's a good one we can end on. Where do you hope to see A.C.B.A. go in the future? This is from Zirak Imran.
To the moon.
Yep. Bang zoom straight to the moon.
Sky's the limit, man. Like I always say, I feel like the popularity of displaying and display art and toy photography, figure photography, A.C.B.A. is is at an all-time high. Like collecting is at an all-time high. Like there's a lot of collectors out there collecting a lot of different things, man. It's great for displaying, and you know, a huge aspect of A.C.B.A is the competitive nature. You know, we do a lot of tournaments and a lot of contests and stuff per year, and you know, it's all targeted towards people getting better with their display art and just better as an artist. So I feel like the competition aspect of it could always continue to evolve, and this is something that I've said like many times. Like I could see at some point like competitive displaying being sort of like those cooking shows or something that you see, where there'll be a time limit, there'll be a team, people will put together a diagram or put together a display, and you know, photograph it or record it through video, and you know, competitive displaying could be on that level. It could be something like that, and it could be huge sponsors involved. And
They kind of already have that in Japan, actually, what you're describing. There's a modeling contest where you have to basically build dioramas and stuff like that and create a diorama.
yeah, that doesn't surprise me that something like that's already in
I can
Japan.
definitely see it as a good YouTube special show, something like an hour-long, you know, episode of, I don't know, Chopped, except it's not Chopped, it's A.C.B.A. Instead of mystery ingredients in the basket, it's like mystery figures. I don't know, just
Right,
spitballing.
you know, different shit like that. It could be really, really entertaining, man. I think that it could draw a lot of people into collecting that never thought that they would collect or would care about shit like that. Like it could be a huge draw from so many angles, man. Especially from the sponsorship side. A lot of people would want to get involved with something like that if it's done right, you know. But, yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, not to mention we've got, you know, conventions that we're trying to get set up at as well. That's kind of what I'm working on here on this end, is trying to get us some convention space and working with some people about getting a booth at a trade show around here, kind of almost like a permanent storefront, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is all work in progress stuff.
Oh, like you mean like a spot like at Frankenstein's or something like that? Like a booth there?
Well, I didn't want to be specific, but yeah.
Like selling like memorabilia and stuff like that? Like,
Right.
you know,
I mean, the way I envision it is, I don't know if I should say all this on the air, because, you know, we have a lot of people that like to
oh, whatever.
not admit that they listen to the show, but still like to take ideas from it. But basically, it'd be like a little storefront booth where we could get, say, dio makers like Henry or Matt Morlock or whoever to send us dios that we sell there at the shop on consignment, and that way people who are, you know, out Frankenstein buying figures or whatever can stop by the booth, see a bunch of dios on display, and then they could buy there and then, without having to commission it, because a lot of people don't really want to go through that. They just kind of are okay with just paying flat out for the price right there. And on top of that, we'd be selling, you know, merch like cutouts and T-shirts and you know, all the effects that we do, like tendrils and the webs and all that stuff, flight stands. So, you know, this would just be like a shop where you can buy anything that you need for displaying, which I think would fly pretty well at Frankenstein, given the amount of there's not really any other store that does that. Maybe a few vendors here and there might have a dio, but they might just have it for their own personal displays in their store.
Right, that caters specifically to that type of collector.
Right. So I think that would be a good niche to hit there. And Frankenstein looks for booths that are a little different than what other people are selling, and this would definitely fit in that criteria, and I think it could be successful there.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's actually Chris Espinoza that's really I've been talking to about doing this kind of thing, but I think he'd be the one that has to get the vendor permit, because I have no time for that shit. And he's getting into he's been talking a lot about wanting to, you know, really take it to a new level, and he's been doing the shipping containers that have been apparently selling really well. Like fucking everybody's got them now. So good for him. Good job, Chris.
Get a few myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I mean, he lives around here, so if we meet up at like Frankenstein or a con or whatever, I'll be like, hey, bring one and I'll buy in person. And that's about it then. Good show.
All right. Yeah, want to plug?
Yeah, you go first.
Follow us on Instagram. Articulated Comic Book Art. What's happening right now? Oh, we got the for the month of May. We are trying to bring awareness to lupus. May is Lupus Awareness Month, and the color for lupus is purple. That's why you probably see this Purple Man headcast that we have through Dave's eBay store. And basically, if you buy any one of those casts, the proceeds go to the LFA, to the Lupus Foundation of America. So that's one thing that we're doing, and then we're also raffling off one of these 3-packs that we talked about in this episode. That includes the Sam Wilson cap, the Kate Bishop Hawkeye, and Vision, brand new, unopened, shipped to anywhere in the world. And you could put in a donation for that, and that money will also go to the LFA as well. So that's 2 things that we're running right now until the end of the month, I believe, for Lupus. And other than that, it's just business as usual. Come out and join us in the Facebook group if you want to learn how to display and how to paint and do dioramas and just do a little bit of everything and really step up your display game. We on Facebook, Articulated Comic Book Art. There's a fan page and a group page on Facebook. So you know, you want to like the fan page, and then you want to put in a request to join the group. And that's pretty much it. Somebody asked about the T-shirts. The most recent pre-orders should start shipping tomorrow. Cutout Series 4 should be out in like another week or 2. And we got another round of tendrils coming right when that drops as well. And I also mentioned the red NWO T-shirts. They'll be up probably this week as well.
Sweet.
Huh?
Nothing. You said NWO, I said too sweet. I just interrupted you for no reason.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it though. Articulated Comic Book Art on Instagram. It's a great account. Fabio?
They call me Colonel Crackers on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Steam. You can catch me every other Wednesday on What's Worth Watching, airing on the Raw, Live, and Unedited Podcasting Network, which you can subscribe to on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and rawlivepod.com. And make sure you check out the Comic Bug down here in SoCal and Manhattan Beach and Culver City for all your comic and figure needs. And 2 weeks from yesterday and today, PowerCon is here in the South Bay of Los Angeles. So Articulated Icons is actually going to be there. So I've got my tickets. I'm going to be setting up a little interview with them, getting a little follow-up with what's going on with them. And they will be selling... Actually, don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure. But from what I've heard, they're going to be selling the Blue Shinobi in hand at the con, so that'll be yeah, the Hayabusa one. So that'll be basically the first Articulated Icons figure out in circulation. So that's gonna be a hot item for sure. I'm probably gonna grab a couple of those, even though I've already got a pre-order. Yeah, Pharaoh Black as always.
And he's gone.
Oh shit, he is.
Oh yeah,
he is. He is Pharaoh Black as always.
I'm Starlock on Instagram. You can listen to me talk about me and Rick Dom, who's not here, who never showed up. Talk about Japanese toys every other Friday on the Import in Action channel, the JPIA TV, the live. We also have a special episode coming up this Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Where we will actually, it's going to be a Tamashii Nation, Tamashii Features 2016 special episode where we're actually going to break down all the stuff, and because there's some other stuff that we didn't get to talk about on this past week's episode. So if you guys are interested in the Bandai Tamashii Features or just Japanese toys in general, make sure you tune in. That's it.
Alright, we did it.
Woohoo!
Alright, till next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for asking questions and all of that great stuff. And we'll holler at you next week.
Next week.
Peace.
Seeing ya.